Hello everybody, my name is Diane and I'm here. This is my first Flosstube video. My channel is called Stitchin' with Wolf.and.Noodles. I'm a little bit nervous to do this. I've got my book handy to talk to you about what's happening. So my name is Diane. I live in the Pacific Northwest in Oregon, just between Portland and Salem. A little bit about my cross stitch journey. I started cross stitching when I was really young, I don't know, you know how moms try to teach their children all kinds of hobbies. It was one for me, and I remember stitching a little unicorn like about this big, and it wasn't really, it was fine, but I learned how to crochet, I learned how to do all kinds of stitching and sewing and type things, and so it was just another one of those boxes checked. I remember then as a teenager, about 13, I was in Michael's at a craft store and saw a pamphlet, a cross-stitch pamphlet for a carousel horse, and I remember thinking, I have to make that. So I showed it to my mom and asked her if she could get me the supplies and get me set up to make it. She said, no way. She said, there's no way you'll do that. And I thought, yes, I will. And she said, no, you won't. And so I didn't end up getting it. But then we got home, and later my mom said to me, she brought me a kit, a cross-stitch kit for, I think it's Busilla, 4-season bears with the carousel horses. I don't know the real name. Some of you probably do. And told me that I could finish it. If I promised to finish it, that I could have that one. And, you know, I liked it equally as much as the one that I saw at the store, plus I had all the supplies. So I said, yes, Mom, I will work on it. And it took me a long time. Cross stitch used to be for me something I would do when I had nothing else to do. Instead of now when it's the only thing I want to do. So it took a long time, and for those of you familiar with it, here I'll just show you. I finished it, started it about when I was 13, and finished it about 10 years ago in my early 20s. And at that time, I finished it and gave it back to my mom as a, here, look, I finished it, it's done. So this is it. Hangs in her room. Not bad. For a first real cross stitch piece, it's blocking my face, so I don't know that you can see it. Put a little closer. All the winter bears. Nothing very fancy about it. I left off, there's a couple of French knots that I left off. I used to not do French knots, and in fact, I barely do them now. I just don't have a lot of practice. But I'm not scared of them anymore like I was when I did this one. So that was my first major thing I finished that took a long time. After that, I went back to Michael's and used their 50% off one product, and I bought myself a Dimensions Gold kit. This one here. I finished this one. This one didn't take me, it's got the glare on it. There you go. This one didn't take me quite as long. I finished this one, it probably took me about 3 years to do. And anyone familiar with, I know you all know about Dimensions, they have the blended threads and quite a lot of back stitching. You can see in there. Yeah, this is Dimensions Gold Kit. I believe it's called Afternoon Stroll. So yes, I get my pieces professionally framed. I don't finish so many that I can't do that. So, and I work so hard on them, and they take such a great long while that I like to have them, preserved for posterity. So, yeah, my mom actually got this one framed for me for Christmas. Once I had it finished, it was quite a surprise. So anyway, I worked on, let me see, a few years ago, when the coloring books were really big, I got into coloring books. I bought a whole bunch, and I watched a whole bunch of videos about how to color and how to do shading and make things look awesome. And after I'd watched a million videos about coloring, one day it occurred to me, I thought, I wonder if anybody makes any YouTube videos about cross stitch. I had this thought in 2016, I think it was, about 3 years ago. You can imagine my happiness when I looked and found Flosstube on YouTube and I was like, Flosstube, what is that? And I looked it up and I found Mrs. Milky Bar Kid, I think is the first one that I watched. And when I started watching her, she'd already stopped making videos for a year, and I think she had some recent ones come out last year. Anyway, she's wonderful, and it introduced me to the world of Heaven and Earth Designs and to Hades, which are Heaven and Earth Designs, and beading and chatelaines, and it just blew my mind. So since then, I watch all the regular people. Regular, everyone knows who they are, I think. Jessie Marie, Stephanie, Miss Oh So Crafty, Ginger Gerald Stitcher, Blitz Stitch, Pip Stitch, McKenna over at Stitching in Sequence, Michelle, Bindi Stitchy. I watch all those guys. I don't comment much, but I do watch them, so I feel like I know you, even though this is my debut, my Flosstube debut. So hi everybody, if you end up seeing this. If you don't, that's okay. I don't know. I have wanted to do this for a while, but I'm, let's see, I'm quite a busy person and nervous, and I don't know that I feel like there's much that I can say that hasn't already been said. I'm not that prolific because the pieces that I choose to do are, usually quite large. But maybe somebody might be interested in what I have to say. So, let's go back to, I'm not staying very well to my list. Know your needleworker tag. So what do I do for a living? I'm a nurse. I haven't always been a nurse. I've been a nurse about 3 years. I am an LPN. I work in a skilled nursing facility, which is basically, rehab, post-acute rehab, plus long-term care. A bachelor's degree in music education, and went back to school to become a nurse. I'm currently in school working on getting my RN, same job, more money. Don't tell the RNs I said that. But I'm taking quite a heavy load of classes this time. I've got 4 classes, and I'm taking anatomy and physiology, chemistry, and a writing class, and then a speech public communications. I don't know. We'll see. And then in April, I should be able to apply for my online bachelor's degree program. Yes, this is Christmas still behind me. It's January 12th, Christmas. Everything else has been taken down except this. It's huge. And I had this morning and I thought, I'm going to do Flosstube video instead of take down Christmas. So I'll do that later. Don't judge me for it, please. As far as do I have any kids? I don't have any children, no. Which, is fine. I was married for a little while, but thank goodness, no children from that. It would have made the divorce even more difficult. Do I have any pets? I sure do. My Flosstube name, Stitchin' with Wolf.and.Noodles, is sort of I don't know, in honor of them. I have a Pomeranian. He's laying on the floor right over there. It's on my laptop, so I can't really show you. But his name is Elio Hay, which incidentally is Hawaiian for wolf. So he's the wolf part of Wolf.and.Noodles, and he came with that name. A friend of mine had a litter of puppies, and he was the last one, and I was like, I'll take him. I love him to pieces. I have a kitty. Siamese cat that I bought from Craigslist for $20. It was just the sweetest thing, and they're buddies. They're both about 6 years old. His name is Simon, which is the noodles. Simon, if you've ever been to Hawaii, they call ramen noodles, and they have like ramen stores in this Simon, and so he's hence stitch in with Wolf.and.Noodles because that's what I'm always doing. Do I have any other hobbies? I play the flute, and I love to read. Since I've gotten more into stitching recently, I've switched a lot over to audiobooks. I also do a lot of driving. I go to school about an hour away from where I live, and so I use that time to listen to audiobooks. And other hobbies? Are there any other hobbies? Just kidding. Just kidding. Mostly cross stitch and reading, and I play the flute. I played for a long time, or for about 3 years, with the Rose City Flute Choir. I'm taking a break. They're a nonprofit group that plays up in Portland of like 40 to 45, flute players, and it's really fun, but I'm just too busy right now to do that with school and everything. Trying to think if there's anything else that I do. That's it. If I think of it, I'll tell you. Favorite movie? Hands down, my favorite movie is Ever After with Drew Barrymore. I used to watch that movie like every week a long time ago. Haven't seen it in a while. Still is my favorite. Favorite TV show? I really enjoyed Scrubs. I thought that one was really funny. Besides that, I don't really watch a lot of TV. I mostly watch YouTube, you guys, on Flosstube. That's really about it. My favorite book, how could I choose a favorite book? It would be like choosing a ultimate favorite pattern or a favorite star in the sky, I love to read. I found Susanna Kearsley. She's a Canadian author, and I love everything she writes. I think she has about 7 books. If you like historical fiction with a little bit of the fantastic, like a little bit of magic or time travel, and really beautiful prose, she's your lady. So Susanna Kearsley writes wonderful, wonderful books. Favorite music? I love music of all kinds. Right now I've been listening, I have a station on Amazon called the Maroon 5 station. And, excuse me, I listen to that one. Plays all kinds of people. If I don't like it, I skip it. I don't listen to much music right now, but I like it. Let me show you some of this stuff. Last year for 2018, I had 3 finishes. 2 of them I can't show you. One was a gift to someone else, and one is on a wall too high I can't reach it, and I'm scared of ladders. But I'm sure you've seen other people have it finished. I'll have to show it to you another time when I have someone here who can get it down for me. But last year I finished Thomas Kincaid, Courageous Voyage by Catamar Designs. It's quite a large piece, 200 something by 200 something, full coverage. It was my first experience with, let's see, I did blending filament in that one. I did gridding in that one. I learned gridding. I like having the grids. I don't like making the grids. I don't think I will grid anymore. I think I'll buy the pre-gridded fabric, the Easy Count or Easy Guide or whatever it is. And then I also finished the Happily Ever After by the Frosted Pumpkin stitchery. That's the one that's too high, I can't reach it. And it's a laptop, so I can't take you over to show it, so maybe next time. It's really pretty. It's got a green mat and a white frame. And then I finished this one. This is Ice Castle, I think is what it was called, by Mill Hill. And this one, this was my first opportunity to try beads, and I did that because I have a lot of projects with beads that I really want to do, but were very scary. Like Mirabilia. I have a bunch of Mirabilias that I want to do, but they're very, very scary, the beads. At least they used to be. I actually really enjoyed them on this project, and I think they're beautiful, and they weren't that hard to put on. I finished this one, I think, July last year. Yeah, I love that one. I got that. So, when I got back into cross-stitching, I discovered, first, that there's more patterns out there than Dimensions Gold kits. And second, that there are whole stores dedicated to cross-stitching. And I had no idea before that. I mean, I've lived here. I'm not that far from Portland, and Acorns and Threads is just probably 35-40 minutes away from me. I didn't even know they existed. So I went to Acorns and Threads, and I've spent a lot of money there since I've learned that they do exist. But yeah, so I've been to Acorns and Threads. I went to Minneapolis last year for the National Flute Convention, and of course I had to go to Stitchville. This is one of the kits, this is one of those kits that I bought from Stitchville. And so, you know, I bought it in, well, I say last year, it was 2017, so I got this in 2017, and then I didn't make it until last year. You know, cross-stitch projects take time and the commitment. What else? Those are my 3 finishes that I had for 2018. The really big one, and then the Happily Ever After, and then this one, which I loved. So, what am I currently working on? Let me show you that. Let me get my, I had all my stuff so organized, I thought. I'll be right back. Okay. Okay, so this is last year, you know, living also where I do. There's also in August there's HadeCon. So last year I learned about HadeCon, so I went there. Funny thing, when I went to HadeCon, I had quite a few Hade patterns, but I had never started one. So at HadeCon last year I started on Water Dragon. This is my Water Dragon. As you can see, I've got like 1, 2, and then this is a 3rd page here. It's 25 count, easy guide, I think is what this one is, easy guide. I'm doing it 2/1. I know some people don't like that 2/1. They think it's too bulky. For me, I really love it. So, I mean, in a few places it is a little bulky. I think it adds to the texture, and I really like the coverage of the black. I mean, that's DMC black, and as you can see, there's quite a lot, even in those few pages. This is what it's going to look like when it's done. This is my floss box, and then, so I know which one goes to which, I put the picture on the front, so that's a Water Dragon, so you can see where I am compared to my progress. Now this one, I actually take to school with me. I have a couple of classes with quite a few hours in between them, and so I take it with me. and I find myself a little place to sit, and I cross stitch. Now, people say to me, Diane, you actually cross stitch at school? Yeah. So people already think I'm weird because I go to community college right now, and I'm, mid-30s, 34, and so all the other students already think I'm weird being so old at school. Why not give them another reason? So a lot of this, actually, I did at school. And HateCon, by the way, was awesome. I was very disappointed when I heard that they're not doing it this year. I was planning to go, but I definitely go next year. Excuse me. When they have it in 2020. But it was wonderful. Made a lot of friends. It was beautiful to see. Everyone's stitching was absolutely beautiful. The weather at the coast was gray. It was when we were having all the fires over here in Oregon, so the weather was not that wonderful, but it's Oregon. Weather is often gray. So I have that one, and what else that one, let me just show you the bag that I have that in. Now, this one I transport a lot, and so I keep this one. It's also, in disguise, so I have this in like a little messenger bag that I keep for that one. And then, let me show you, I have in this one, haven't worked on it in a little while, but I'll show it to you while I'm showing stuff. This one is Dimensions Gold Collection Midnight Dance. This one here. I really like it. I just have to finish this part and then do the back stitching, which those of you who know Dimensions Gold know the back stitching is a bear, but I should be okay on this one. I counted wrong in her hair, so she's a little bit shorter than she should be, but I don't like to frog, so I'm trying to work around it. I think it should be fine. So there's that one. And then my bag for this one, I'll show you. It's a pillowcase, like a decorative pillowcase with a zipper on the end. For the ones I keep here at home, I think that's fine. I do have some really fancy project bags, but this was like $1.99. So I use those often. And I don't sew. I mean, I can sew. I probably could make project bags if I wanted to. I don't want to. I'd rather buy, use something else or buy other made ones. And then I also was working on, this is the bag for this one. Another pillowcase. Okay, zebra. Excuse me. This is, I'm sure you've seen this one, but Into the Jungle, My Frosted Pumpkin. I'm almost done with it. I'm going to have to finish the cockatoos, or whatever those birds are, and then the leopard and the bottom porter. I think that's not too bad. This was my first time doing anything on linen. I hadn't done linen before because it was scary. It's not that scary. It's fine. And it's beautiful. It's 28 count, I think. Whatever they have for the called for fabric. I mean, I bought the kit. So they sent it to me. It's quite uneven over here on this edge. When I take it out of the Q-snap, it straightens up. I counted and recounted to make sure I hadn't messed that part up. And it's not a counting error. It's just a stretching of the fabric from the Q-snap. So when I take it out, it's fine. So that's Into the Jungle. Put that back. The other thing I'm working on, I already showed you that one. I'm using this bag. It's a Diddly Daddle Designs. I like the chemistry. I'm a scientist. Well, no, I'm just kidding. I say that because I'm teasing. My first degree I went for was all music. I didn't do any science, hardly any math. Mostly learning how to, play, practicing playing the flute or learning how to teach band. It was all music. Now my second time through college, it's science. So that's why it's funny. In that one. So this one is a gift for my mom. If you're watching, don't look at this part. This is the Embrace by Designworks. My sister and I are doing a collaborative project on this one where I keep it sometimes and she keeps it others. This one is actually on a 36 count linen, old paper I think is what it's called, or old linen, brown paper, I don't know, something old and brown, by XJU Designs in Hungary. Yeah, the kit, it comes as a kit. I don't have the picture to show you. It comes as a kit and with the Aida cloth, and I didn't like it. And beige and taupe is basically my mom's favorite color, so I swapped it out for this beautiful fabric from XJU Designs over in Hungary. I like it. This is, the one that Into the Jungle is on is a casual linen. It's more of an even weave. It's not very slubby. This one is quite slubby and uneven, so it's a little bit tricky to work with, but I think the result is absolutely beautiful. Closer. And I'm going to give that to my mom when it's done. So basically, that's everything I had to show you or talk to you about today. Now that I've got my foot in the water, I don't know if I'm going to be doing updates every week or every month. I guess it depends. I can't imagine it would be very exciting to see my weekly stitching. I don't really get that much done. So I'm thinking I'll do a monthly thing. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, have a great day, and nice talking to you. Bye.